Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The long wait is finally over, and welcome back to ARMANOgeddon podcast, or episode number 4, if you will. Now, episode 4 is going to be slightly different in that I have an outline sitting in front of me as opposed to a script, so we're going to try and ramble off the dome with a little bit of direction behind us. Now, it's currently late on a Saturday night, and I have returned to Miami, where I have been living for the last 4 years. Now, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, and everyone is going to be looking forward to a good New Year. So, exciting news that after this episode, I said, going back to episode 1, that after we reach 4 episodes, we will invest in a microphone, and hopefully we'll be getting a webcam shortly. Now, I have an iPad here that I just acquired recently, which I will be using to record audio, and hopefully we'll be having some video by episode 5. Now, in terms of the time frames for the episodes that are coming out, we should begin to expect maybe one episode a week, potentially 2. My goal would be maybe releasing them on Saturday mornings. That seems like moving forward, that seems to be a good plan. I definitely want to emphasize quantity. I definitely want to emphasize quality over quantity. A very ambitious goal would be 2 solid episodes per week. We're going to have an exciting set shortly. And all right, let's get into it. We're going to establish some routine here. Let's jump right into our Merriam-Webster.com dictionary word of the day for December 28th, 2024, and that is going to be condone. And what it means is to condone something that is considered wrong, is to forgive or approve it, or to allow it to continue. And the supplemental sentence Merriam-Webster provides is, we cannot condone that kind of behavior. So that's going to be it. Again, remember to try and use this word in your daily routine, and hopefully we're going to find a natural use for it by the end of this podcast. Now, I guess we'll try and use it right now and start off with the thing I want to talk about, and that is tattoos overall. I do not condone tattoos. Excuse me, I used that word wrong already. I have no problem with tattoos, but I do condone tattoos in specific areas. And one area I think that is a bit aggressive is to have tattoos on your hand. And my reasoning for that is, oftentimes you'll see an homage to people's mothers and fathers strewn across their hand with a big heart through it, which is a nice gesture in theory. But do you really want your mother associated with everything that you do with your hand? And I know your mind is probably jumping to the most foul things, right? Like wiping your ass, or maybe hitting the old Jopo, J-O-P-O, for anyone who's not an expert, research that. But particularly even stuff like eating. Have you ever finished a good bag of Cheetos, and after you lick your fingers like a menace? And now that's associated with your mother or your father's name, whoever you have tattooed on your hand. So I would just advise, when you're going to make an homage to people, to put it in a less used area, something that's less functional. And, the hands are used for a lot. So I would consider that in deciding where you want to put your next tattoo. Now, the holidays have just passed, and capitalism is laced throughout Christmas now, for better or for worse. But because of that, I've been having lots of entrepreneurial ideas right now. I'm going to give them out to the public here. So I hope nobody will take them, but I think they're very good. So keep an eye out for them. They're coming up right now. And if you want to, maybe contact me and we get these going. So the first one actually came about from some advice somebody asked me. A friend of mine asked me to offer him some dating advice. Now, I don't really have a lot in this area, but I do have an advice when actually being on a date. Now, I noticed the other day that when women see you helping out an old lady or an older woman or engaged in a chivalrous act, they tend to look at it pretty approvingly, and they do condone it, for that matter. So here's my idea for a business. We're going to hire a bunch of old ladies, right? Or you could recruit your grandmother, And now after you get a date, you can take these old women and you could plant them in different locations. Maybe the restaurant you're going to eat at later, maybe the train you're taking to the commute, or just wherever, right? And now you could come up with an elaborate scheme that leads to you doing the most chivalrous act. And of course, the old women will prop you up. So for example, right, you plant your grandma in a location, right, in a pottery store where you're going to be with your date, right? And as you're going there, she's going to drop her purse, right? And since she's old and her body is dilapidated, she's going to, whether she actually is struggling or not, she's going to, make a huge conundrum about picking up her purse that she just dropped. And then boom, there you're going to be, and you're going to swoop in like Cool Guy Joe and a real chivalrous being. And they'll say chivalry is not dead. And then you could use that to build rapport with your date. So that's my idea for a business. So again, maybe, we could recruit a sort of different, we could acquire maybe 10 to 15 old ladies, plant them in various destinations. They could offer you compliments. They could, even say approving things to the girl you're with or guy who you're with on your date, whoever it is. But that's the idea for the business right there. So if you know any grandmothers looking to make some extra scratch to save up some money for the holiday season, please let me know, because I think we have a great entrepreneurial idea here. Now, in a similar vein, I want to talk about commercials, again, advertising my entrepreneurial ideas here for the betterment of other companies. Now, for this one, it's going to be a Febreze commercial. Now, I saw a Febreze commercial, and here's the commercial I want to make. So the one I saw has to deal with, the Febreze commercial I saw usually depicts a family in their household, and the dog runs in, usually a golden retriever, to appeal to the American aura, and then the dog is going to go to the bathroom on the floor. People are going to walk in from soccer practice. They're going to be muddy cleats all over the floor. And then the mother typically will walk into the room and she'll take a big whiff of the air. And then she'll go, oh my God. And then she'll grab the Febreze and then she'll spray it. And then moments later, she's not only smelling the horrendous smell, or the horrendous smell is gone, but she's actually enamored with the Febreze scent that has overtaken the dog shit that was previously on the floor. Now, but here's the commercial I want to make. It's going to be a Febreze commercial, right? So here's what's going to happen. The dog's going to walk in and take a shit on the floor, right? And it's going to smear all over the carpet. And there's going to be piss stains, too. It's going to have diarrhea, relentless diarrhea, because it was just Thanksgiving and they've been feeding the dog a lot of turkey and drumsticks. And he got into a bottle of Epicac as well, right? And then the kids are going to come home from soccer practice, right? And they're going to look at the dog shit on the carpet, and they're going to puke and vomit everywhere. They're going to throw up. They're going to be gagging, and they're going to slip and fall on, and there's going to be shit strewn across the carpet floor, all messy and enamored, right? And the mother's going to come home and see that, and she's going to walk in and take one big whiff of it, and she's going to puke her brains out. They're going to start crying. And the dog is still going to continue going to the bathroom in front of him, just over and over, nonstop, a relentless mounting pile of dog shit. And the lady's going to go to spray the Febreze, and it's not going to work. And that's going to be the end of the commercial there. And that's really all about it. That's the thing. It's an idea. It's a different take, more of a bizarro world take on the world of Febreze commercials, if you will. So this has been an interesting episode in the terms that I had delayed this production here, and I wanted to put an episode out so I didn't lose the rhythm of producing an episode. But I will promise that next episode we will have visuals, and we will have good quality audio throughout the whole thing. I have to figure out a way to combine that. If anyone knows how to do any of that stuff or has any recommendations, please reach out to me. In addition, make sure to use your word of the day, and a final reminder to get moving. I went for a nice schwitz today, so that was always fun. For any of the laymen out there, that is a sauna. I believe that is a Jewish word, schwitz, but now it has made its way into an Italian-American lexicon, if you will. So that's going to be it for episode 4 of ARMANOgeddon, more of a FDR style fireside chat. And if I ever run for political office, I think this will be a good, I think this will be a good showing of my political abilities and ideas that I can to help improve the country. So again, that's the style we're going for in this episode, more of an FDR fireside chat. It would be nice maybe in the background, pull up on one of those fireplace TV channels on the large TV for next episode to kind of promote that atmosphere. Thank you again for tuning into ARMANOgeddon episode number 4.